Do you want to learn how to generate 100K revenue in your business in the next 6 to 12 months? Well, over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 key pieces of training that walks you through how to do exactly that. Generate 100K in your business in the next 6 to 12 months. Hey there, I'm Pamela Bassett, the founder of The Lucrative Lady. And if it is your first time on my channel, then please go ahead and subscribe and turn on the bell. So let's dive into the first video because it is absolutely incredible, the training that goes into all of the videos in this series. Secret number 1 is how to bring in a flood of perfect leads and convert them into paying clients without writing a single social media post. If that's something you want to learn about, how to implement in your business, let's dive in right now.
Dive into secret number 1, how to bring in a flood of perfect leads and convert them into paying clients. So why is this important? You only have a business when you're bringing in qualified leads consistently. That's the only time you have a business. And those leads are becoming customers or paying clients. When you're able to identify your hyper buyers, they become your hottest leads. This is when you have a business. Now, the goal here is that these action takers, they are the ones that become your high ticket clients. Not just the people who become leads, but the action takers, your hyper buyers. These are the ones, the quicker you identify them, they are the ones that become your high ticket clients. When I launched my brand, The Lucrative Lady, as you can see behind me, all we had was a vision to change the world. So I started doing live events. I'd hire a venue in Chelsea. I'd invite a bunch of people and they would come in. But we had nothing before I started. I had nothing, I had no money. I didn't have a local audience. Nobody knew who I was. I had no email list whatsoever. All I had was a vision, that thing that you see before you. I'd walk over. I'm a vision board type of person. I put my post-it note. You can see they're everywhere around me. Put my post-it note up and to me, boom, I had a business. But the truth is I didn't. I spoke with a few experts and this was their advice. Let me know if you've received any of this advice. Go to various networking events and find your ideal clients there. Write long blog posts, live stream daily, post on social media 3 to 6 times a day. See which podcasts you can get on. Start a YouTube channel. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Yes? It's not that these things are wrong, but it is the old way. I knew there was another way, so I hired a coach to teach me. I remember the first time that I hired this coach. This was probably at that point my biggest investment. I didn't have the money, and at that time I had a business with my mom, and because I had half of the business and I knew that she didn't really understand this coaching thing, I went into the business account and I took money to invest in coaching, and it was wrong. Right? It was wrong. And we sorted it out after. But when I invested this money, I sent it off to the coach. And within 2 seconds flat, I had the biggest buyer's remorse. Instantly, I got really nervous. And so I sent the coach an email and I said, please give me back my money. I really didn't mean to invest in this coaching package. I run this business with my mom and I've just had a baby and I have all these things that, I gave her all the soppy stories that you can think of. And I sent my email. And I stood back waiting for her response and my refund. I got my response back within a few hours. And I opened my email thinking that she would, as a woman, understand I just had a baby. Hello, give me back my money. She didn't. Instead, she sent me back a longer email than what I had sent her, telling me to pull myself together. And I will never forget. She said, Pam, you've just had a baby. That gives you an even bigger why to make this a big success. So that day, I nearly cried blood. I had to do the program. So I did the program. I prepared for what would then be my big launch. And then this happened. It fell flat on its face. I made a whopping $27, not $2,700 or $27,000, $27. But that money, I remember getting $27 and thinking, geez, this is not what I expected. But it gave me a little bit of validation. I thought to myself, okay, Pam, perhaps this doesn't work the way that you wanted it to, but you could do something with this. It gave me some validation that I needed. And then I went into what I call the experiment. I threw out everything that I did, everything that I had built and I recreated it using 3 key elements: storytelling, messaging, and offers in the way that I'm going to be teaching you. And here are the results. I launched organically, and on day 1, I made 5 sales. On day 2, we made 24 sales organically. On day 3, we brought in an additional 36 sales from this offer. We kept going, and within 30 days, I had brought in $22,359. And here is why it worked. I had a lucrative sales system behind this for once. And within 35 days, we had made $65,000 from this one funnel. That's how I turned a low ticket product into $65,000 in 35 days. That was when I discovered the power of creating a lucrative sales system. Now, let's take a closer look at how this can work in your business, the lucrative sales system. So on the left, you have traffic. Traffic is anywhere. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Clubhouse, wherever, TikTok, you name it, it doesn't matter. That is traffic. You send the traffic to an opt-in page. You can also send it directly to a sales page, but let's start with an opt-in page here. And then from that opt-in page, instead of them booking a call with you straight away for your high ticket offer or anything like that, or sending them off to YouTube, or sending them, God forbid, don't do this, to a Facebook group, instantly they go into an introductory offer. From that introductory offer, they hit an order form, and we call this the minimum viable sales system. And then from there, we don't stop. We take them to an upsell. Here, we are identifying from the introductory offer moving forward our hyper buyers. Who are our buyers at level 1 and who are the hyper buyers for us? From there, they go into what is known as a private invitation page and a thank you page. Now, let's look at what this looks like financially. These are real figures. So let's imagine that your introductory offer is $37. This is roughly, we do 37. We do different price points in all honesty. But let's imagine that you have 100 sales at $37. That's $3,700. Then on the order form, we have something that we have there known as a profit maximizer. From our sales systems, we know that roughly 60% of people who buy this first offer here will also grab this profit maximizer, and the profit maximizer is roughly $27. So again, so we know 100 people bought here, so therefore roughly 60. I mean, I've had clients who have done more than that, more than 60%, but these are my stats I'm giving you here. So 60 people buy at $27. That's just over 1,600 here. Then we have the upsell over here. We know that 20% of people who buy the first offer will also purchase the upsell. The upsell is roughly 97. So now we have just brought in an additional just under 2K there. Then we send them to what's known as a private invitation page. Now from this page, I'm really expecting a minimum of 20% conversion. And if the offer is 5K and let's say we only sell 2, for example, that's an additional 10K on the top end there. So month 1, if you did this through the entire month, it's now 17,290. And if you had run ads, for example, and you've put in something like 3K into the ads, that's a profit of 14,290. Give me a yes in the chat if you are happy to invest 3K into ads for 14K back. Yes or no if you're not. If you're not, that's okay, right? But look at that. Are you happy to do that? Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Right? Let's imagine you continue the experiment and you said, okay, brilliant. Month 1, we achieved 100 people. Let's see if we can get 300 people to buy. And all we're doing is increasing our ad spend, right? So 300 people at 37. There we have just over 11,000. Profit maximizer, again, 60%. Now in blue, we have just under 5K. Another 60 people buy the upsell at just under 6K there. Again, we are still working with a 20% conversion over there, but this time at 20%, it's 12 people who invest in a 5K coaching program, giving you an additional 60K at the top. So in month 2, you could potentially, if you have these numbers, bring in 81,780, but your ad spend might have tripled by this stage. It really would have tripled, so 9K. And then your profit is 72,780. Give me a 1 in the chat if you are seeing how these numbers work. When you have a lucrative sales system, give me a number 1 in the chat if you're seeing how these numbers work. And how much can you see? Give me a yes in the chat if you can see how you can easily hit this 100K revenue. And why I said that you can do it in a month. You can do it in 3 months if you want to. You can do it in 6 months if you want to, but you can certainly do it in a month. Give me a yes in the chat if you can see that, right? So this is a client of mine, and we worked together. This is actually on her high ticket program. By the time we had finished creating it, she made around $18,000 in 7 weeks. And she said, working with Pam brought me an extra 18K in my business. She's the queen of sales conversions. So here is what changed the game. When I launched this sales system, and in fact, when we sell like clockwork, we have different prices of the various products in our sales system. We have 37, 44 there. We have various different prices, 200. These are all the products within our funnel where we are selling like clockwork, where I don't have to show up. The offers where I do have to show up at the top end is on our high ticket coaching programs, where they are $10,000 or 20K. And then we have a one-on-one at 70K. And that is where I show up. Here's a question for you. What could you do with an additional 65K in the next 35 days? What could you do? Let me know in the chat. How would that change your life? So I knew that I had discovered a new way. What is the new way? The new way is to create a sales system that allows you to sell like clockwork. You have targeted leads coming in on autopilot. You infuse persuasive storytelling and videos. This is the conversion. This is what makes it work. Leads convert to buyers without even speaking to you. You verify that your offers work. You know that your messaging works because you are seeing conversions. You only speak to committed prospects. So you're not talking to anyone and everybody who wants to schedule a call. No, only those who are committed. Those are people you are speaking to. You build a targeted list of highly qualified prospects. You fill your email list with buyers and not just leads. So no more chasing non-paying and non-committed clients. They begin to chase after you. This is the new way. No more spending hours in Facebook groups giving your value away for free. This is the new way. No more holding endless discovery calls that end with a polite no. This is the new way. This is Lisa, and she posted in one of our groups that has done this program. She said, that's fantastic. Somebody else had shared their results, and this was her response. Also, to further illustrate the power of what Pam teaches, I got my first sale of my intro offer overnight, and the woman also bought my profit maximizer. The total covered more than what I had spent on ads. Now, I want to help you to get away from attracting poor prospects. Now, who are poor prospects? People who pass over opportunities regularly. These are not the type of people that I want you to attract. And so because of that, your sales system helps you to filter these people away. Tell me in the chat, give me a yes if you have ever heard of the saying, the money is in the list. Anybody ever heard of that saying, the money is in the list? Yes? Yeah? Well, here is what I say. The money is in the list of buyers, not freebie hunters. Right now, pound for pound, if I put my email list against somebody else in my industry, who is doing a very similar thing, my list will be much smaller. Why? Because my list is filled with buyers. I don't go for leads, I go for buyers, and that is where you want your business to be.
Well, thank you so much for watching that, and don't forget to comment. Let me know in the comments below any questions you have about this training, or really tell me in the comments what is the one thing that you are struggling with in your business right now. Before you go, make sure you catch the next video in the series in this playlist, and I'll see you in my next video.